Hi there. So you have come to me with this question of what will my soulmate look like? And I recognize in asking a question like this, especially in a pick a card reading, this is such a big question to ask. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Penny. I've been an astrologer since 2013. I'm fairly reputable, excuse me. But if you want to check out my website, it's penny-astrology.com. I also have Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. And as you can tell, I am happily married, and I am so grateful for how blessed I have been in finding my soulmate. So it's really such a big hope and such a big wish that I have for all of you that you find your soulmate too. And I realize some of you might just be watching this for fun, but I really want people to find the person who's right for them, someone they can be happy with, and someone they can feel fulfilled with for the rest of their life if that's what they really want. So we have 6 piles of cards here, and we're not only going to find out what your soulmate looks like, but we're going to find out how you're going to be able to recognize them, what's going to kind of give it away when you meet them. And then in addition to what they look like, we're going to be finding out what is a big kind of key factor to their personality. What is a big thing that you're going to be able to know and recognize about them. So we have 6 separate piles here. It's going to go in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want to put timestamps below, feel free. I will try to do that myself when I have some time available to do that. But you can go ahead and take a moment and focus on the cards, follow your intuition, and try not to let the stones serve as any type of a distraction. They're really just here to help mark the cards. So just try to sense the energy of these cards. And we're going to go ahead and begin with this reading. So pile number 1. Okay, so what this is telling me is that you are going to be meeting someone who's very clearly looking for a partner, who's very clearly on the lookout. So this is either, if it's in public when things are open again, it's going to be someone who's sitting at a bar, who's like out there actively looking for someone, kind of scoping out the room, looking for the right partner for them. Maybe you've heard word from a friend that they know someone who's single. Or it could be someone who's on a dating website who's actively looking for a partner, who's actively seeking something new in life. And I'm getting the sense that this person might actually be, to some extent, in denial of that. Like they might even have a little bit of an attitude of, oh yeah, well I have other things I need to focus on in life, like money and career. They might feel like they don't quite have everything sorted out yet at the time that you meet them. And they might be trying to tell their friends, oh, I don't really need to be looking for a partner right now. I have other things that I need to be doing. But they are going to have a very young face. They're going to be pretty. They're going to have nice skin. And they might be like a Virgo male or have some other earth dominant type of astrological chart. So go ahead and check out their birthday, check out their chart when you meet them. I feel like they're most likely going to have brunette hair as well, but definitely kind of that young looking face, that fresh appearance, and very young looking and attractive. Now, the big kind of determining personality trait in them is that they are so romantic, and it might even be that they're like kind of romantic to a fault. They might even have some kind of like bad stories about things that have happened to them in the past, and it's really just because they threw themselves into their past relationships, a little bit too hard. So super romantic, super focused on having a relationship and meeting the love of their life. So that is pile number 3. Let me know if you have any additional questions, and we can go over that again, and we can see if you need an extra reading or anything like that, if that's what is required. So next we have pile number 2. I might have to move this out of the way for a moment here. Okay, and the first card we have here is the Five of Cups, the Queen of Coins, and then the Hermit. So this person is a little bit of a klutz. When you meet them, it might look like they don't quite really have everything together. Things are a little bit messy for them at the time. They might be scattered. If they're at work or if there's some kind of task, they're doing something, that might be busy kind of dropping something. And part of this is because they have noticed you. They have noticed that you are very attractive, and they get a little bit distracted. And they also have a bad habit of kind of psyching themselves out and saying, no, I can't get that really pretty girl, or no, I can't be with that really attractive man. They totally psych themselves out and they talk themselves out of it. They feel like they've kind of gotten the rough end of things in a lot of ways, and they don't feel like the most attractive, desirable partners are actually going to want them. And when they see you, they kind of obviously, because they're your soulmate, they think that you are the most amazing, beautiful woman or man that they have ever seen before in their life. So they're going to get kind of nervous, kind of flustered, and they probably won't make the best first impression, so you're going to have to cut them a little bit of slack on that. So what I am getting from this card, this is a woman. So for people who are interested in female partners, this is talking about your actual partner. But the energy I got from this card for most of the people who are doing this pick a card reading is that this is someone who actually has like a very active mother figure in their life. They might have kind of a habit of talking about their mom a lot. They might even look a little bit like their mom. And they're kind of a mama's boy, you know, grown man, but still a mama's boy. So aside from that, this is also very, very earthy vibes, very nurturing type. So this might be like a Taurus man, a Cancer man, something along those lines. And I feel like they're going to have somewhat a full-figured body, like they've been very well fed, basically. So they're going to look healthy from being well fed, and they seem like they're also pretty well off financially. Like they've acquired a good job, and they have plenty of money to be able to take care of themselves and all of that. So you might see, well, I actually don't feel like you're going to see any evidence of this when you meet them. They're going to be dressed in kind of like plain clothes and all that kind of thing. But they do actually have money, and they are actually able to spoil themselves and able to take their mom out for dinner and stuff like that at times too. Oh, that also makes me wonder if they're going to, by some chance, like be sitting with their mom or around their mom when they meet you. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Okay, and then the defining card about them is the Hermit. So this is someone who lives a fairly private life, who doesn't like to put themselves out there, who's very shy, and like I said, they can get very nervous around people, which is another part of the reason why they trust their mom so much, and they trust the opinion of their mom. All right, so that was pile number 2. And on to pile number 3. Okay, so our first card is the Five of Coins, and then the King of Cups, and the Devil. Okay, so this person, they're going through a pretty big rough patch in life at the time that you meet them. And they're particularly going to look like they're not really well taken care of. Like perhaps their hair isn't brushed, might be looking even a little bit on the greasy end. Like they just haven't been taking that good of care of themselves. They might have like a shirt that has a stain on it. Like they're going to be looking a freaking mess. So that's one of the first things you're going to know about them. They're not in a particularly good headspace at the time you meet them, and I don't feel like it's really going to be about money for most of these people who are watching the reading. It's not going to be that your partner is struggling with money necessarily, but I feel like they're going to be struggling with their mental health and their inner happiness in a way that makes it look almost like they're struggling with money, because they're just so stressed out. They're so in such a dark kind of place is what's going on here. Other than that, the King of Cups tells me that they are very mature, that they are very focused on being able to take care of other people, being able to take care of a family. Some of them are going to have light hair and some of them are going to have light eyes. So for some people watching this reading, you'll have like a blonde haired or strawberry blonde haired partner. And then for others, it's simply only going to be the eyes that are light, like they'll have darker hair but lighter eyes, that kind of thing. But yeah, they're really the type that's focused on taking care of a family, really kind of emotionally fueled, and their bonds are what keep them going in life. Like their relationships with other people are very important to them, and that's part of the reason why they're in such a distressing situation at the time that you meet them. But the card above, the Devil card, what this tells me about them. Now this is a big red flag. The Devil card, it usually has a lot of challenges that are brought up kind of with it. So they might have suffered from some kind of substance abuse. For some of them, it's going to be alcohol. For some of them, it might be something a little bit worse. So this is someone who has kind of like a rough past and a rough history, specifically because they've dealt with some type of mental health issue that's put them in a very dark place. So hopefully this will get better after you meet them. I do wish you the best. If you want to book a personal reading about this and have me look at your person, your soulmate's chart, I can definitely do that. I like to be able to tell people like what exactly they're going to be dealing with in a relationship, what they need to be prepared for, and how they can be compassionate with their partner all throughout, so they can actually have a healthy relationship rather than just having a relationship. You want a healthy, happy relationship. So let me know if you have any additional questions about that one. Okay, next we've got card number 4, or pile number 4. Let's see what the spirits have revealed to you. Okay. So Ace of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Fool. So your soulmate is also like kind of another like really romantic type, pretty boy type. And when you meet them, they're going to be pretty upfront, pretty charismatic and confident, just kind of like ready to put themselves out there, ready to lay on the charm and that kind of thing. And they might even be attracting like a freaking ton of other suitors. So it might come across like, is this person really interested in me? Because they have like all these other people swarming around them. Like, are they genuinely interested in me, or are they just like really good at laying down the charm? So you might find yourself kind of wondering that kind of thing right now, because they are very attractive. They are very charming. And this to me, they come across as fairly young as well. They come across as being like around age 23 or so. Some of them are going to be older. Some of them are going to be closer to age 36. But even the ones that are older, they're going to kind of act young, and they're going to have kind of like that, like boyish type of charm, like that really, like, I think what I'm getting at here is a lot of times when we meet older singles, we expect them to act kind of like worn down and discouraged about ever finding a partner. But this person doesn't seem to have this issue. This person knows how to lay down all the charm, and that kind of keeps them like coming across as being young, coming across as being very charismatic. I feel like their hair is going to be a little bit on the long side, like maybe even past their ears. So they're going to have longer hair. I'm seeing it as being kind of on the curly side, a little bit wavy. And most likely they're going to have darker skin. So it obviously that's going to vary based on their ethnicity as well, and their background. So, but they are going to have darker skin, I feel like, kind of compared to other people in their family, I guess is what I'm getting at here. But yeah, long hair, kind of curly, kind of wavy. And then this card, the Fool, this is really emphasizing their kind of like young approach to life. They like to come into everything with a fresh perspective. They have kind of this like really charming way of being able to walk through life like they've never been damaged by anything. So your soulmate's going to be kind of like a young at heart type. All right, so that was pile number 4. Let me know if you have any additional questions about that. And now we are on to pile number 5. Seems like a lot of you have soulmates who are going through a dark time when you meet them, perhaps just out of loneliness. Okay, so this person, I'm getting a pretty literal interpretation of this card. Like, when you meet them, they're going to be the type that like doesn't even want to come out of bed. Like, maybe you meet them through a friend of a friend, or it's like maybe your friend's brother or something like that, and you go over to your mutual friend's house and they're like the roommate and they're like hiding in the back room and they don't even like want to freaking come out because they're kind of a mess. They're not in a good headspace at the time that you meet them, and they're a little bit on the shy side, a little bit on the distressed side, and this is someone who has really big goals for the future, who wants to like really make it somewhere in life, but this also means that they're very hard on themselves. So it might be like a Capricorn, maybe they have moon in Capricorn or something along those lines. They really have some goals and ambitions that they want to be able to climb up to the top. And I feel like your soulmate, they like to wear things that kind of give them like extra layers of skin, almost extra layers of armor. They like to really kind of cover up their body. They might be the type to wear like an undershirt, so like double layering their shirts, 2 shirts under one on top of the other kind of thing. They might put like additional jewelry on and stuff like that, really kind of keep themselves decked out in things that kind of make it harder to get to their inner body. I don't know, because I'm almost seeing this as it's a way for them to protect themselves. It's a way for them to like have their armor, because this is someone who they can be kind of shy. They don't usually feel like they're in a good headspace to be able to come out and present themselves in a social or a super outgoing kind of way. And they have other things that they feel like they should be doing, and they really want to be able to impress people, but they don't feel like they're that impressive. So they're super hard on themselves. As for what they look like, I'm seeing short curly hair is what I'm seeing. Okay, so this message about them, this is saying that they are extremely wise. For some of them, it's going to be from life experience, and for others, it's going to be from education. I feel like they're specifically going to have someone in their life who is kind of like a guide for them and taught them a lot of things, and shared and imparted a lot of wisdom upon them. So be on the lookout for that. That's one of their defining features. Okay, so we have one more we're going to be doing. That is card number 6. So we'll go ahead and move this pile out of the way, make a bit of room. All right, let's see what you've got. So you've got the 4 of Cups for your soulmate, the Knight of Swords, and Strength. So I'm seeing this person as being someone who's kind of like sitting in the park, sitting on a bench, maybe reading a book. They're kind of quiet, but they're very focused on something at the time you meet them. If they're at a bar or a restaurant, they might also be like looking at their phone when you meet them, and they're keeping to themselves. So what this tells me about you is you're probably going to be the one who's a little bit more talkative, a little bit more ready to speak up and introduce yourself to your soulmate, because this person can be a little bit on the closed off side, but they're also very task oriented. Something about their personality, they respond very quickly to things. So even though they're quiet, it's not so much because they're shy, it's because they're busy and it's because they're focused. But when you do actually strike up conversation, they're quick to act, they're intelligent. Sometimes they can even come across as a little bit aggressive. I'm seeing that they have kind of like a long, narrow type of nose. Like their nose gives me the impression that they're just quick-witted and they're very sharp and on top of their game and what they're doing. Some of these, for some of you watching, it's going to be a Scorpio partner. It's going to be a very intelligent and inquisitive Scorpio partner that you end up finding. And the defining factor about them is really that your soulmate has a great deal of courage. They have so much bravery and they're at a point of contentness where they don't feel like they really need to worry as much about what other people think or look to other people for approval and validation. They have a lot of strength to be able to stand on their own in things. So this is someone who is pretty much comfortable being alone, who's very task oriented and focused. And again, like the one thing I'm seeing is that they're going to have kind of like a long, narrow, almost kind of pointy nose. So that's about all I can get on this. This is a little bit on the general side. It's a little bit on the vague side because this is a pick a card reading, and we're not all going to have the same soulmate. Like, if it's just not possible. Not everyone watching this is going to have the same soulmate, but there's kind of like one big defining factor that we found for all of them. Like, for example, this one's going to have a young appearance, probably going to have dark hair, healthy skin. This one for pal number 2 is this is the one who I mostly saw information about their mom. I saw their mom hovering over them more than anything else, really. But they are going to be a little bit on the thick side. They're going to be healthy. They're going to be well fed, well taken care of. A little bit understated in the way that they dress. They're going to dress kind of modestly, almost like they're downplaying themselves. But yeah, very strong relationship with their mom. They might even be with their mom when you meet them. And then for card number 2, yeah, this one. Okay, so this one might actually have kind of light hair as well. I think this person's actually going to have some scars on their body, like maybe somewhere on their arms, perhaps from work or some project that they were doing around the house. So they're going to have some kind of like defining scars, and I'm seeing their hair as being like at least a little bit on the light side. And then this one, yeah. So this one's either going to have light eyes or light hair, one of the two, and they're going to seem like very young, very charming in the way that they behave. Even if they're older, even the ones that are around 36 or so, they're going to have like a smile that makes them look kind of young. And then card number 5, right here. Okay, so card number 5, this is the one that I felt like they're going to be wearing a lot of armor, that they're going to have a lot of kind of extra layers going on with them. And they're going to be hesitant to kind of reveal anything about themselves. As far as what they look like, it is probably going to be darker hair. And this one, really the only thing that I could tell the defining feature about them was their nose. Okay, so that is it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you see other readings in the future. I also upload a lot of content about astrology, so you can learn more about your partner and your friends and all of that. And be sure to follow me on Facebook for infographics that I create and I like to promote there. And my Instagram, I still am kind of trying to figure out what to do with that, but I post like more personal stuff or like fitness related stuff, that kind of thing. So I hope to see you again soon. Feel free to leave a comment and take care. Bye.